Good morning, everyone. It's me, Shane. So, I got my exercise machine together now. The different ones. So now I'm going to show you how the rower works a little bit. Hmm. Hmm. But you're Steve's wife's Maribel, not mine. I know what the real message was. Don't make me cheat on you, or you marry the man cheating on me. You're going to cheat on me with, right? Something like that. Something like a woman doesn't tell a man she kind of loves the truth. I know. But you're letting Steve or someone else manipulate our relationship. When a person is being manipulated, Maribel, they don't trust the person manipulating them, right? And love does not manipulate someone into being with them. They will either be with the person or they will not, right? And you and Steven are both manipulating them, right? Don't play, I don't know, Steve. I know cruel to be kind for men, what that means. I've heard the song, brother, and you're never going to get it. Again, I know what you think. I've heard it all too, Stephen, and it ain't working on me. I know how y'all do it with men or women. You're like, it's called cruel to be kind. See, what you're trying to do is get me to do what you want me to do, so I'll cheat. So you'll treat me nice. Stop treating me bad. I know men like you. You're just as manipulative as Satan, hiding behind the fucking tree. Like you some fucking ninja or something. You're not. You're just a lying asshole. And I know what it's called when you do that. And you do it to a lot of women too, right? It's called cruel to be kind. You think if you treat the woman badly enough, that when you treat her good, or a man you probably, that they'll give you what you want if you promise to be nice to them, if they give it to you, right? Well, that's how a lot of people and a lot of men do to girls they like too, right? Or men. It's called cruel to be kind, right? It's like the fucking song, right? And that's why I was singing it to you, about you're being cruel to be kind, right? Too. Because whatever you're doing, it ain't because you want to be with me, it's because you want to manipulate me into being with you, right? What's the difference between manipulation and being with someone? You're either with someone, Maribel, or you're not, right? If I want to be with you, you're living with another man, well, if I want to be with anyone, then that's cruel to be kind, right? You're like, I'll be with you when it's convenient for me because it's Steven, right? But until that, you gotta wait. Well, that just makes me think you want to be with Steven, not me, right? And make me think you love him, and then I'm going to set you free, right? See, there's real love does not manipulate you, Mary. It loves you. And Steven don't love me either. He just wants my house. He don't even want to marry me. Not that I'll marry him, but that's the point. Men don't commit to anything, especially another man. And don't think you'll fool me. You want to marry me, asshole. I don't want to marry a virgin ass. So this is how this works. Because a woman who loves someone doesn't look at their weight. A woman who loves someone doesn't look at their mental illness. And a woman who loves someone will understand she might be the reason for the mental illness. If she's not acting normal, right? You didn't love me, you didn't love me. And that's why you got pregnant by Steve. And that's what the Lord meant. You can't treat someone like shit. And the reason he did that is he wants me to hate women. And think he's the one. For me. Bullshit. I don't want a man's ass, asshole. Or like I said, to have one of mine. I don't want a virgin male. Only a virgin female. And that's why I know you'll never give it to me. That's why I won't say it. You'll manipulate me with a non-virgin. That's why I'm not worried about it. A non-virgin will fuck anything, too. That's why I want a virgin anyway. You know why? But Daphne won because she got pregnant by me right away. She, unlike you, Mary Bell, what? Was on birth control. The whole time she's dating me. Not wanting to get pregnant by me. Like I didn't know. And think she can do it 3 days in a row. And what, get pregnant by me? And not Steve? Like you know how that shit works? No, you got pregnant by Steve. I agree. You're his flesh now, not mine. You act like I'm arguing with you. No, I'm agreeing with you, asshole. That's your problem. I know what you're still doing. Cruel to be kind. You act like I care. If she don't love me, I don't love her. I'm trying to love you, but you're doing what Steve, not me, wants you to do. It's not who you fuck, Mary Bell, it's who you listen to. You weren't listening to me. You were listening to Stephen and letting him break us up. Over a 17.5-month period. And you lucky I stayed with you that long. And didn't cheat on you sooner. And the other man would. And what he's telling you, I'm fucking you because I want him? No. Because he's fucking you too or something? That's called a lie and manipulation if you are. Even if you're not, right? He's fantasizing about being with me. Not me, him. Only you. You're feeding into his delusion, though, that he wants me by treating you like shit, Mary Bell. And expecting me to put up with that when I'm mentally ill. Even if I wasn't mentally ill. I'd still know a real good relationship from a bad one. I know when a woman loves someone and is manipulating someone into being with them. Well, when you manipulate someone, you get pregnant by the person manipulating you to be with that person. Not the other way around. Now, some people don't see that when they're being manipulated by the person manipulating them. They think they're doing the other person a favor, me for example, by fucking me. Because what, all men don't want sex? No, not all men want sex. Only, Mary Bell, dumbass. Some men want a relationship which isn't just about sex, but the overall commitment in the relationship. And you were sending me all kind of negative thoughts through being around Stephen too, right? See, not only are you manipulating me with Stephen and his agenda, you're being his girlfriend by living with him and giving him the relationship I wanted with you, whether we had sex or not. See, if women only look at men as sex objects, when a good man who doesn't want sex only comes along, you treat him like shit. It's like me and Daphne. It's like me and anyone. And like I said, some of it is my imagination, right? And there are questions more than accusations. But a guy attacking me, which is probably Stephen anyway, or one of his friends, if it's not him, again, is playing cruel to be kind with me too, right? Just like he's getting you to do. Now, the reason he's doing that is he's making you the wrong woman for me, acting like if he treats me nice, he'll be the right man for me. That's what I mean, Mary Bell. He's telling you constantly I'm gay, right? And you're fucking me, dumbass, to prove I'm not gay. Well, if I'm a Christian, I don't want to fuck you, crazy. I want to marry you. And I know sex is marriage, crazy, but not if you're committed to the person you're living with. It's not marriage. You're doing it in spite of him. And that's why you're with him now, not me. That's why you got pregnant by him somehow, not me. But you're not proving anything to him because he don't care about you. He wants me, stupid. He's trying to prove to you I'm gay still, right? Because he wants to fuck me, not you. Even if he's fucking you, he's imagining me. Whereas when I'm with you, I only imagine you, not Steve. You don't see that, do you? You're so cruel to be kind, Mary Bell, with Steve. I know you both. I know. And I don't want either one of you manipulative assholes anymore. A reference. How are you saying, no, you couldn't have? You're making it up, homo. And I keep showing you, right? You love me, thanks, but no thanks. Cruel to be kind means you're a gay man too, right? I know what you're doing. Always have, manipulative bastard. That's why you won't let me be with a virgin. So I can get rid of you and marry both. Honey, that's your whole problem, Mary Bell. You're so manipulated by Steve. You think having sex with a virgin, like I would take you back. Anyway, like I told you before, I'm not like Steve. And you are married to Steve. You're his flesh. You're doing what he wants you to do, never what I wanted you to do. Which is simply be my girlfriend. Right? You wouldn't even do that. You're being what he manipulated you into being with me. A fucker. Just fucking me to prove I'm not gay. That don't prove it to him. See what I mean? You're fucking me. Well, I'm trying to make love to you, make you my girlfriend, right? And you're just convincing Steve more and more, I love him, not you. And you don't get it, do you? It's called cruel to be kind for a reason, right? And it's very manipulative and very subtle. It's what Satan did in Eden. First, he came in kind, right? And then he became cruel. Well, men are now cruel to be kind, right? In other words, they do it backwards. In order to entice someone innocently into doing something you want to do, Satan had to be kind at first and act like he was doing something they wanted to do, right? And introduce them to something they might have never done before too, right? Especially Adam. Well, in order to do that, he had to give something of himself first to get Adam to do it with him, right? But then when Adam did it with him, he was cruel to Adam, right? Well, men now do it the reverse. Men do it cruel to be kind now, right? Not kind to be cruel, right? Either. And the reason they do that is they're ass backwards anyway, right? They don't even acknowledge their mothers, only their fathers, right? That's a big problem with most men, right? Well, see, Mary Bell, I'm equally balanced, but you're still letting Steve manipulate the relationship. See, what I mean is you don't know me because you're doing what Steve is manipulating you to do, right? By trying to get you to prove I'm not gay. I know. You don't fuck someone to prove they're not gay. You live with them and marry them to prove they're not gay. You understand the difference there? If you don't marry me and stay with me, you're not proving anything to Steve but that you want to fuck me, right? Well, he thinks I'm fucking you because of him, right? Like I even know what's going on there, right? I don't know what he's doing with you. But fidelity, Mary Bell, isn't about sex alone. Fidelity is deeper than that. Fidelity is you writing me back if I write you. That's fidelity, right? Fidelity ain't a one-sided relationship where I'm trying to get you to understand what I've been through and trying to talk to you about it and you're not saying the damn thing back. That's manipulation of a relationship. And the difference between love and manipulation is love will write you back, stupid. But manipulation won't. You're making me chase you, right? Well, love doesn't chase something. Love sets it free if it wants to go. It will not run after you. You know why? It can't. I can't. Literally. And you're taking advantage of my disability too, both the mental and the physical. You're making me think that's why you don't want to be with me, Anna. Or you're afraid of me. Really. Or you believe the actual diagnosis, right? That's why you're staying away from me. Unless Steve is making you stay away from me by using my pursuit of you against you, right? And making you stay away from me too and be with him. Because see, you don't know what love is, Mary Bell, because of Bart first and then Steve, right? I know what love is because I want to be loved, not fucked, by the way. And you were making me your sidecock, but living with Steve and whatever the hell you were doing with Bart, I guess, whatever. Bart and Steve aren't the whole problem. You were the whole problem. How you were treating me was the whole problem. And I know everyone was telling you, you're going to make him cheat on you, and then you're going to cheat on him, right? In revenge. And that will be when you get pregnant, right? Or around the same time, you're last with him. But that's the point. And that's why. But it's more realistic, especially when you went back on the birth control pills. And you missed it with me and then had sex with Steve to prove you couldn't get you pregnant or something. But I already got you pregnant. That's manipulation of the pills, right? And you don't know how it really works when you take the pills. That's what I mean, all right? And like I told you, even though you're B negative, if you with me or Steve, you're going to get pregnant one time. It don't matter the man's blood type, A or O. It matters when you fuck him, that's when you get pregnant. If you fuck Steve after me, and I was before him, right, by 2 weeks, he got you pregnant, which I'm fine with, Steven. Bye. I know you were manipulating her away from me, and I know why you want. And I know why she won't tell me what the Spirit warned her about doing. Don't make me cheat on you, or you cheat on me and get pregnant by the man you cheat on me with, probably. That's what she was doing. That's what she was doing. Cruel to be kind. So I sung the song to you in the car. The blue one. The one that was breaking down by the time I cheated on you anyway. And I'm sure I told you that in the letter too, right? But are you even reading the letters, or are you just collecting them like they're dust, right? Another sign you're manipulating me and don't care, and they're using the letters to fuck me over. Well, you're not telling me when you're with Steve, you're making me guess. Right? Why not? Do you not want Patrick to be mine or not, right? Pursuing you, honey, don't mean you love me, right? It always means I love you. You're not reciprocating the love. That makes a person think you don't love them, dumbass. How many times I gotta tell you that? The reason you're not being with me is you know that Steve's baby. I can't argue with that. I don't. It doesn't matter. You're not communicating with me. You won't even sacrifice a single fucking letter to me, even though I wrote you the whole time until you made me break up with you because of my car and the girl my stepbrother set me up with. And she was on birth control pills too. And I bet she didn't miss hers either. So whatever. That's the problem too. Well, let me ask you a question. How did you get pregnant at all if you're taking your birth control pills normally? But living with Steve. Only way is what? Someone fuck with your birth control pills. Right. Who would that be? Steven. That's why you know it's not mine. You knew you were living with Steven. And when you got pregnant, you fucked him. Blaming me for being with Michelle. Thinking again, arrogantly, your birth control pills would not let you get pregnant. Right. It's the only thing that could happen where you know he's not mine. Right. And you act like I'm arguing with you about that. I'm not. I accept things easier than a lot of other men, honey. And I accepted a long time ago, before I even cheated on you, that you were manipulating me into sex. Because of Steven. Sex don't prove you're not gay, Mary Bell. Not to a gay man who fucks both. You see what I mean? And I want only you, and you want only me. And see, then you're manipulating our relationship like he wants you to, causing me to break up with you. You're not treating me right. It's cruel to be kind on his part, too. He's getting you to fuck me when I want a wife. You know the difference between a wife and a fuck buddy? Do you? You're a fuck buddy. You're not a wife. You're not a wife. A fuck buddy will get pregnant by the wrong man because she's just fucking anybody, right? Did you fuck Steve? That's the only way you can know he's not mine. And you were living with the man the whole time too, meaning he had desire to fuck you too. So I was right to be paranoid that you were living with him, you see what I mean? You were making me paranoid that you were going to make me cheat on you and fuck Steve afterwards. What do you think I meant? You don't think I meant you were going to cheat on me while you're fucking me? No. I meant you're going to make me cheat on you, and then you're going to cheat on me, and that might be when you get pregnant, around the similar time, right? And you might not want to believe it's mine, but Steve's. It don't matter either way. You let Steven manipulate you to where you don't know what to do, right? And it's so few ounces off either way. Mine or his, probably, right? That's the problem about manipulation either way. You just don't know when you manipulate someone. And I'm glad you're with Steve. I want you to be with Steve. If someone really loves someone and they don't want to be with him, they'll let him go. Right? Only a manipulative person wants to keep a person they don't love. Right? And you're so blinded by Steve's false love that you think it's true. Right? Just because he's with you don't mean he wants you, honey. But he's letting you fuck me. Right? And live with him. And your mate telling me Bart still wants you too, right? That's the point, right? And he's just go-between or something, right? Well, that's manipulation, right? That's making me think you don't want me, but Bart or Steve still, right? Or you're getting so pissed off with Bart, you're thinking about fucking Steve or something, right? Because you're living with the man, right? Not me. You make me think you didn't want to live with me because of mental illness. You're worried I'll freak out on you or something. Weren't you? Ain't that why? Ain't that why? And I'm not upset. You're upset. I'm not being crazy about it. You're being crazy about it. And you sure I am because of Steven. Well, he's telling me about it, right? See, I'm just telling you, I'm guessing. And that's all I can do is guess. Until I get it right, maybe. But you're not even acknowledging whether I'm right or wrong. I don't know. That's what a guess is. But I don't say that. You don't. Not let him manipulate me into getting pregnant by him. Yeah, that's what it means. And that's why I'm telling you, I know what you're doing, Stephen. I've seen men do it to women, and I know gay men will do it to other men. So I look stupid. You still do not see the word stupid written on my forehead when I'm trying to get Mary Bell to marry me and she's just looking at me. Because of you. Not Bart, you. Bart probably couldn't give two shits, right? And like I said, when you're lying to me, Mary Bell, that's why I followed you and Steve. Not to hurt you, but because, I don't know, he's not trying to hurt you, right? Because I know he's the one manipulating you to even be with me. And how many girls, and think about this, approach a man for just sex? Zero. Unless they're told to do so by a certain person. Acting like he's setting us up or something. No, he wasn't. He was setting it up so you would get pregnant by me. By him. Not me. And that's why I agree with you. He's not my son. He's not my son. And that's what I mean. Now, it was so confusing at the time, you were also making me think Jonathan wasn't my son either. Well, then how did you get pregnant if you were taking your birth control pills all the time? Until you met Scott. And that's why you thought it was his. Only way that can happen, like I told you, is if someone fucked with your birth control pills. And who don't want you to know that? Steve and don't want you to know that. And who were you fucking on the side with me? Steve when you're living with him fucking on the side of me. Don't lie to me. I always did, but you wouldn't stop. And all I can do is ask you if you were or not. And you kept lying. You and Steve asked you that, right? That proves you were both manipulating it, right? You were fucking me and him, though. I don't want his sloppy seconds. I know for damn sure he don't want mine, but the reason he was is to prove all women are bad to me, right? Well, yeah, but I saw you manipulate them about all in the fucking me, right? And you know they don't love me. The women you're setting me up are your women, right? By the way, too, right? They're what you want them to be to me, right? I know that too. I know that too. I know how you see women succeeding. You blame the woman like Adam did for the sin, right? Instead of yourself. Not this white boy. No, this white boy. That goes up my sweet ass. Not a damn thing, not even a fingertip. Well, if it itches, I scratch it, you know what I mean? But I don't stick it in. Ever. What you mean? What you mean? How would I know you thinking of me and reciprocate? No one knows that. No one knows that. Now, you can fantasize about me, but that don't mean I'm reciprocating the fantasy. And like I told you, I was trying to think only of Maribel. And when she asked me to stop, though, I stopped. Right? I don't think of you, don't think of you. I ain't got to. I'll think of, Chin Liu or Michelle Wan. Thank you. Because masturbation is what? Just masturbation. And I picture women only, no men. No, I don't even do a threesome with a man. I do a twosome with a woman, but no threesome with a man. What's wrong with you, MB? You don't see how he manipulated you and get you pregnant, do you? No. And he was the only one who could, if he had access to your birth control pills and you left them in the medicine cabinet like most women do. Right? Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? The only way you can get pregnant by me or Steve around the 3rd of October is if what? He fought with your birth control pills. Well, that's still manipulation. You know what I mean? Right. To get pregnant by me or you. I didn't do it. I had no access. But why are you mad with me? No. If he did it. That's the point. You're being his girlfriend, not mine. You might not think you are because you're fucking me. You might think sex is marriage, but not sex alone. Sex, honey, when you're just fucking someone is what? Just sex. Just sex. You ain't hurt. You don't know the difference between 50 cents. I'm into sex, not into making love. When I'm into love, not having sex. You don't know the difference there? What did I tell you I was trying to do to you? Make love to you. But what were you doing to me? Fucking me and then living with Steve, right? That's manipulation, not love. You're being 50 cent to me, maybe, but not the woman I wanted to marry or thought loved me. You're pushing me away when you do that, right? And that's the point. You acting like a man don't want to commit a relationship with a woman. That means you think I'm gay if it's not Steve. Someone is. Now, if you cheat on the woman you love 17 and a half months later, you're not trying to cheat on her, but she's pushing you away for 17 and a half months, stupid. Now, I can understand if it was within 6 to 9 to 12 months or something like that, you being pissed off. I waited as long as any human can endure, right? There too, before I met Michelle. And you might can bring my stepbrother again for whatever the hell happened to me, right? But it's your fault too. Whoever did it is making me prove Jesus to them too, right? But it's not because they believe in Jesus, it's because they don't, right? I believe in Jesus, by the way, there too, right? Though it's still cruel to be kind, right? The first time, even the cuts didn't hurt me. The second time, I let it happen to become a disabled veteran because, by the way, the guys were treating me, I didn't think I could find a real good job, except for minimum wage or about $1,000 a month, and I couldn't even pay child support for Jonathan. Well, because of the fall and the schizophrenia, I was able to go on disability after trying to work for 2 years, right? That pissed him off. Why?
he has to be the one who attacked me. The reason I'm thinking that is he's acting like Jesus healed me, right? So he's praying to him to complete the healing, right? But he's mad he won't. So he's bringing up, again, the pedophilia, right? That's because you're a pedophile. That has nothing to do with it. It's because I can't get a job because you're accusing me of being a pedophile. It's worse. That's not okay. It's like you're believing in Mary Bell, even if the pastor is mine or not. You don't want to deal with that. I loved you, not Stephen. I didn't cheat on you because I didn't want you. I cheated on you because you wouldn't commit. You never heard of a male or a female after over a year of dating someone start thinking the person doesn't love them, even if it's a woman dating a man, when you're the one acting like the man and you're forcing me to act like the woman right in you, right? You're making me pursue you like a woman in love with a man pursues a man, right? That's why Stephen thinks I'm gay. He thinks I'm acting like a woman to get you to be with me. Well, that makes him think I'm gay, right? Because he don't understand he's his mother and his father, which he's listening to what his dad taught him about probably dating females, they're cruel to be kind. But he's trying to apply it to me like I'm a female. I'm not. I just know we're all male and female, right? And I don't have a problem with that. Men do. Now, I didn't tell John to write what he wrote in the Book of Revelations. But I know why he did. You don't. And you don't want to deal with it. Well, if you just go from male to female and back and forth, right? And maybe when he saw him on the cross, he saw his breast or something. And he was transforming or something. It's the only way, when he's on the cross, and John was the only male there, he could see it if he was nude, right? From the waist down, as portrayed in the different movie accounts. Now, Christ, if I'm hermaphrodite, naked from the waist down and chest up, you would see what? His breast. If John leaned on his bosom at the Last Supper, and he had on the girdle then, right, under his undergarments, which even then in Israel you wore an undergarment over your thicker garment, which was usually black to not white, to keep off the heat, right? Now, in a way, black in a desert environment is better than white. I think I would say so. But one draws in the heat and one reflects it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they're all in that too, I don't know. Which says what, but again. Now, when Jesus transfigured in the first place, and the two appeared with him, there was 3 total, right? Well, 3 appeared to Abraham. They think the Trinity is thrice male. But no females, Well, then why is the female here, asshole? God just created her from thin air? No, she took her out of Adam. If he's XY and she's XX, what does it look like? The DNA in Adam is XY, and the DNA in Eve is XX. The DNA X became XX for Eve, right? And the DNA from Adam is XY, all right? Simple as that. I mean, you don't see that logic? And you're calling me crazy or me stupid? That's the problem. I'm afraid I'll kill Mary Bell if I have sex with her or get her pregnant. Because he's me negative enough. See, that's why I'm not manipulating her, right? Like she manipulated me to even cheat on her. See, she done that. Because men do that to prove a woman loves them. But she was doing that to prove to Steve I loved her, right? Like a man would to a woman, like a man would to a woman. Well, are you proving to Steve is I'm acting like a woman, right? Well, the only reason is you're treating me like a man. You're trying to be the man in the relationship, Mary Bell, and fuck me. And I'm being the woman pursuing the man. That's what I mean when I say you're acting transgender, too. you're fucking me more like a man would a woman. And I'm being with you more like a woman would a man, right? But that's because I know it all, right? Steve only knows male, male, male. He don't want to even acknowledge his mother, only his father. Right? A lot of men do that, and that's why they go gay, I think, sometimes too, right? It's not a problem with me, I know. But it's really a problem with them because they don't know everything about the stories of the Bible, because some of them are metaphors. And it's hard to understand a metaphor because the author is trying to tell you a secret, but you don't quite know how to explain it to you in common language either. So a parable is like a metaphor too, right? That's why he told you with the parable of the sower, the original parable, and then he explained it to the disciples, right? And what it really meant, right? The parable is just a part of the story, right? It's a story, It's to get you to think about what it means, right? And you have to seek the answer to what the parable means. It's like the story in Eden. Some tree in Eden Adam and Eve ate of. Though God also told them to be fruitful and multiply like a tree. You notice the wording there Moses uses, right? Well, Moses said the same things to the children of Israel if they follow God or not. Now, if you follow God, blessed will be the fruit of your body, the fruit of your cattle, the fruit of your field, all fruits. You even eat of the fruit of your doings, right, or your works. That's why it's grace and works, Pastor Joseph, not one or the other. You cannot separate grace from works, nor works from grace. Or you're doing what Satan did, manipulating people. And that's why Jesus said a good man is known by his fruit. And what is your fruit? Your works. But it's not just works alone that saves you, right? It's faith through grace with works. As a result of your hearing the what? Word of God. And then what? Doing, like James said, the Word of God. If you hear and don't do, you're no better than the devil. You believe there is one God, you do well. The devil also believes and trembles. But you're not even doing the works that the devil did. You're doing worse works. You see what I mean? You're lying and manipulating everyone into your belief system, which is becoming more of a cult, right? That's what happened with Pastor Davis. I don't know if he started off good or bad, but he became a cult preacher, similar to Jim Jones, or even Jim Baker, right? Who thought his virgin convert, right? Well, no pastor does that, even if they're having problems with their wife. You're supposed to either divorce your wife and be with another woman, according to the law of Moses. If you're going to do that, do it according to the law of Moses. And then marry the other girl too. You're not supposed to be stay with your wife, have sex outside the marriage, and not like you're not committing adultery either. You are. Now you might say, well, that's like the woman caught in the act of adultery. That was a temptation for Jesus, not you, dumbass. You're supposed to be a man of God. Even if Jesus, according to Isaiah, got 7 women, that's not adultery for him. If he's a true Messiah. But the problem is, you would consider him an adulterer if he had 7 women and wasn't married to them or something. And even a fornicator, because unlike you, Jesus, if single and a single man, knows you can have sex in its marriage, right? But You, on the other hand, were still married to Tammy Faye, right? That's why the man with the woman in the act of adultery also should have been brought forward to be stoned, not the woman only. And that's why when you, Jim, were with Jessica, you broke your marriage vows because you weren't divorced from Tammy. Not Jessica breaking any vow. And I believe her story. You gave her some wine with something in it, maybe a roofie. And both Jim first and then the other guy, more forcibly than Jim, had sex with her. I believe Jessica's account. Why? Because she has no reason to make all that shit up. But the men will try to sugarcoat it, right? Not Jessica. Now, like I said, the fact that Jim knew she had wine, right, and say he didn't give her no wine is a confession. It's a reverse confession. Means he knows there was wine there, but he didn't give it to her, you know what I mean? Right? That's a reverse confession. Instead of saying, he knows he didn't give her the wine, but he knows who did, John, right? That's a reverse confession. And a lot of people do that, right? Now, I'm not reverse confessing anything. And I told him why too. If no one will hire me to do a job, and all I can get is small part-time jobs, I might as well, and Jesus might be a disabled veteran anyway. I'm walking on the injury, motherfucker, and told you the fucking injury you did to me. But that just makes you obsessed with me. That's the problem. You're not even in love with me, you're obsessed with me. Right? And an obsessed person plays cruel to be kind. Not always treats you right either. Most men are obsessed with one thing from a woman, sex. Or from another man. I'm not like you. I want a relationship with a woman who loves me and a little sex once in a while. That's different. That's what Paul said you're supposed to do. By the way, Mary Bell. Live with your spouse, not your roommate. If that's all Steve was to you, in your mind. But you can't know it's someone else's unless you fuck someone else, Mary Bell. And that would be who? Steven. And if you're living with the man the whole time, he was coveting you the whole time. Wanting to fuck you, not because of you, but because you're fucking me. And if you fucked him once, guess who manipulated your birth control pills that you could get pregnant? He did. Not me. I had no access to them. And of course, he's lying to you probably about that too. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe it. And you're probably trying to prove he's lying too, right? But he don't want to believe it, right? Well, that's why I keep asking him, were you with me when we were with him? No. There too. And you don't want to answer that question fully either. Or is he the one saying, no, I was with you October 3rd, and you say, I'm sorry, he'll still be shaking because he's 7 pounds out. Breakfast recommend we were perfect, maybe. But you got to get the DNA test, or he won't believe you. Right? You won't do that. Why? You're paranoid that he's right. 7 ounces in the pregnancy world is 7 ounces, right? Now, I don't know if that means I was at Bobby Lee's, right? Because I'm not American Indian, right? That's another possibility. I'm someone else's, right? Not Bobby Lee's. Right? Hate to say that about my mom, but something's a little off there unless Miss Kemp's granddad was really her dad, right? And raped his daughter because of the Indian-looking man she wanted to marry for some reason, right? Now, I don't think Irish people can be prejudiced against an Indian person. That don't happen in the 1900s, does it? From 1900 to 1920 something, when meanwhile Kemp was born. A Irish man would not be prejudiced against a sort of Mexican, Indian looking man his daughter wanted to marry, would he? Would he, Irishman? If the man looked sort of Asian, sort of Filipino, sort of Mexican, would he want her to marry him? Or would he rape his daughter on the wedding day, forcing her to marry the man, and then consummate the marriage, like who did? William. You know it's William, I mean. You know. Wallace. And how they were doing that to you in England. Now that's more Scotland, of course, but Ireland knows England too. And a dad, a male, like with Joyce's dad, would not rape his own daughter and try to get her pregnant instead of letting her marry that Mexican Indian looking scum. Not my words, probably his, probably. And that's the only way I can be 29% Irish too. Now I'm sure 4% might be from the Lancaster side, right? Not saying it's not Martine. But the Irish is 25 on me, my Kemp side, right? That's almost 100% Irish from the DNA pool, from the DNA genes. Only way it could be 100% Irish is if dad and daughter had sex. And that would be probably more rape for the daughter. But he also let her marry the guy, and she was probably hoping she would get pregnant by him and not her dad, but that's not how it works out. First come, first serve. Or the first shall be last and the last shall be first, Mary Bell. I warned you of that too. But if Stephen has access to your birth control pills, and I don't, the only way you could have gotten pregnant, like I told you before, is if he fucked with them. And I'm guessing that. That's another guess. But that's still what, Mary Bell? Manipulation, lying to you to get to me. And the only way you can get pregnant and know it's not mine is you have sex with another man. Right. And you're telling me that by lying, or not admitting it yourself. And yet telling me, Patrick isn't my son. But you're still what, Mary Bell? Manipulating it. You're not giving me the DNA test because you know it's mine, right? And you think I know it's mine, right? So you ain't got to give it to me. I know what you're thinking there too. That's still manipulation. And it's Steve manipulating you into feeling that way, not me. I'm not around you to manipulate you. Who are you around? Who is Michael Sombarski? I'm hoping he's some other guy, not Steven. Right? But if he's Steven, guess who was manipulating you to be with me the whole time? He was. Guess who was making you be the man and me be the woman? He was. And since I loved you, I didn't mind playing the woman for you. Well, that's what I mean. I can impersonate male or female voice, Maribel. I don't know why you don't understand that, right? But that's because I acknowledge I'm male and female. We all are. The male and female are what, Maribel? One in Christ Jesus. Well, even one in him is one in us too. Stupid. You're your what? Mother and father. Mother and father. Both. Look at it this way, if you want to divide them. The spirit is what? Father. The matter is what? Mother. They are one in our bodies, right? And to represent the father is the X and the Y in the male, right? To represent the mother is the X and the female. But both join together as what? One. That's why the male and female are what? One in Christ Jesus. Right. Thank you. You're wrong in thinking God's male only. And trying to worship a man instead of God, who is a spirit, and not a man. How many times does God tell you that? I'm spirit, not you, not you. You're my creature. I'm your creator. I'm something you can't even really see unless you can see a light on the throne. And you can't even see me that way. You can't even, but dang it. Whole point. And it's all an act, sure, Mary Bell. But are you with me still? No. Why? Because I don't want you to be with me? Or Stephen is manipulating you into staying away from me? Which is it? Do you love me or not? I'm not pursuing you. I'm talking about you. That's not pursuing you. I neither love nor hate you. I'm indifferent towards you. I'm being your friend now, right? I'm trying to help you figure out how you even got pregnant if you were on your birth control pills. That's all. Whether it was be your Stephen, right? And that's the point. All I can do is theorize how you got pregnant. If you don't tell me how you think you got pregnant, all I can tell you is how I think it might could happen. And yet you're acting like you know he's not mine, so I'm like, okay. I don't know. He's not Stephen's. I don't know if you're being sarcastic about that or what, right? And you're the one acting like he wouldn't marry you to keep you away from me either. when he did. You know what I mean there too? You're not with me because I don't want you with me. You're not with me to prove to Steve that I want you with me. Therefore, you're with Stephen, not with me. You don't even see that, do you? Right? Right. Yeah. And who's manipulating you to be with him? Stephen. See, some people don't understand how real relationships work, right? They think they do, but they don't, right? Oh, no. And they really fuck it up bad, right? It's not your fault, because you don't realize what you're doing. It's a problem with some relationships. Now, men probably do the same thing to prove that to themselves that the woman loves them by getting them to pursue them. Well, guess who's pursuing who, but who still ain't conceding she loves him like a manipulative man? And what do you think a woman calls a man doing that to her? A manipulator. Because what? He won't be with her. He won't be with her like she wants him to, right? Well, like I said, to Stephen, you're making me the female and you playing the male. That's what I'm talking about. What, you're androgynous or you're a transgender person? Or... And see, you're not letting me be the male by you pursuing me. You're trying to prove I'm not gay to Stephen. Well, guess what? You're not doing that. You're not doing that. That's why he's keeping you with him, right? To prove I love you, to prove I love you. Not him, even to himself. You see what I mean? It's still manipulation, right? And that's the point. You can't prove by me pursuing you, but you not being with me, to a man who's manipulating both of us to keep us apart, that you love me or I really love you when I can't. Love does not do that to each other. Love does not test itself. Who's testing us, Mary Bell? The devil. Love does not tempt anyone with evil. Love only does you good. Be not overcome with evil, but rather overcome evil with what? Good. You're not doing that at all. You're not being good to me, you're being bad to me. You're making me pursue you to prove to Stephen I'm not gay, which in his mind ain't working either. And that's the problem. Alright, so have a nice day.